what can I do about it? Like that was 2020. Hi, welcome back to With Sherry McMillan. My name is Sherry. Second part of this video where I want to share with you some advice that you may not want to hear, but it's so necessary. The first one is learn from where you are. And I know it's like, oh my God, but I'm not going through this for a lesson. I got it. But my thing with that is, what other choice do you have? Because you cannot go back. There is no time machine. There is no rewinding. There's no undoing. There's no trying to redo. You're not able to do that. So it's like, what other choice do you honestly have when it comes to getting out of life what you truly want? So yeah, dealt with that, lost that misfortune, dealing with the fact that I didn't, reach certain goals. Okay, what can I do about it? Like that was 2020. That was 21. Like, what can I possibly do with that? Nothing. I have to sit in where I am right now, and I have to be able to push forward. I have to now take, what did I learn from that? Was it anything that I was able to control, or is that something that happened actually to me? Is that something where someone took my power away from me when I didn't even realize it? Was it something where someone tried to control me, and whether I realized it or not, they took my life there, or they took this thing away from me? And it's really sitting with those questions and sitting with where you are in that place that is really going to get you to, okay, what can I learn from that? If you are in a situation where someone did take that power away from you, they controlled you to a place, they abused you, they traumatized you in such a way that you were not able to push through to that or push through from that, you have to forgive yourself for that. You have to forgive yourself for still holding on to that, still holding on to the way that they made you feel. And that may not truly happen until you're able to maybe do therapy. I'm always going to talk about therapy because I'm a therapist. I literally say that every video. But I just want y'all to know that's why I'm always talking about therapy. I truly believe that it does magnificent things. I have had therapy before. I think all great, amazing therapists who do therapy should also have therapy, because we all experience life through our own lenses. But anyway, neither here nor there. But it's just about trying to work your way through that, trying to heal yourself from that situation so it's not playing in your life and making you live in that place where your present life is, empty in some spots, where you feel lonely, where you feel abandoned in some areas of your life. And then there's the other side of it. Maybe you did make some decisions that you don't necessarily regret, but perhaps those decisions didn't exactly have the outcomes that you thought that they would. Got it. I think that at some point in time, someone has made decisions like that before. And if you haven't, I would love to meet you. But there are decisions that we make in life that, again, you may not necessarily regret, but it's the fact that the outcome just didn't hit the way that you wanted it to. Or maybe you just had to make a tough decision and it was going to have tough consequences or tough results regardless. I know that I've definitely been there before, and it's a place of, it just is what it is. You have to be able to move through that and be able to pick yourself up and to walk in knowing that you made the best decision in that time with everything that you had, right? So it's not beating yourself up for that decision. It's moving forward and it's learning from it. So perhaps now you know more about this particular situation, or perhaps you learn even more about yourself and how in a place of adversity you are able to make a decision with your heart or with your mind or with both, and you're able to stand on that. So now you have even more courage to make decisions that maybe other people are too afraid to make. Learn from that and take that into your present and into your future. Like, if you are a badass at making decisions, you know, when the odds are stacked against you, when you know that the outcome is not going to be like sunshine, bunny, and rainbows, but you still make the tough decisions, then you live in that moment. You live in that. Oh my gosh, you live in that, because there are so many people who are living in fear of just making a decision. There are so many people who have the anxiety to go with that literally hinders them from everyday functioning, because they are not able to make tough decisions. So if you have that, you're like 10, 20 steps ahead. I promise you. The second one, a truth you probably don't want to hear. Stop drooling and obsessing over the lives of others. Oh my gosh, because this is only going to continue to reinforce that you're missing something in your life. And again, don't get me wrong, you can definitely motivate it about someone's life, motivate it about the things that they've accomplished. Like, oh my gosh, you know, she took herself from, you know, dropping out of school and doing this and doing that, and now she built herself up and she has this thing going for herself and she's doing so well in life. Or, you know, he took a broken home and was able to repair his family after this particular thing. And, you know, you can be motivated by the obstacles that someone else has overcame. However, check in with yourself, right? And I think this is where it goes back to not one size fits all. Are you the type of person that takes that motivation and takes away the lessons that those people learned along the way, the discipline, the grit, the mindset, the perceptions that those people use in order to get to where they were going, and you then take that and you apply what fits in your life and you go out here and you make it happen for yourself? Are you that person, or are you this other person where you turn what they're doing and what they have done, you interpret it as, oh, well, then maybe I can't do that. Oh, that probably wouldn't ever work out for me, because, you know, my life is like this, and this, you know. No, I don't have those types of opportunities. No, I probably couldn't ever do that. So you turn what maybe started off as motivation to turn it into negative self-talk for yourself. Like, you turned it into a, oh, I can't do this type of thing. And again, this is where you check in with yourself. Take a break. There was a time where I was just following and obsessing, drooling over my coach's life. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you know, I would love to have that. I can't wait, you know. They're going to help me. This is going to be so awesome. This is going to be so great. And not realizing that I was just being so absorbing of everything that was being told to me, that was being taught to me, which is not a bad thing. However, I failed at processing those things through my value system and what I wanted my business to look like. I hope that makes sense. So I really wanted to shine in the way that Sherry wants to shine. in her business, not just the way that XYZ coaches tell me to shine. And don't get me wrong, I get it. There's a certain formula you have to follow in these social media streets. I get it. And there are parts of that formula that I find very cringy. But at the end of the day, I still have to be at peace and to be in alignment with the way that I show up in that formula. I'll have to break that down in another video, but this is not the one. It wasn't until I really took a break from everything, and the break was only supposed to be like 30 days. It ended up being an entire year. And I learned so much about what I want to put out here and how the things that I do naturally are the very things that I excel in that other people may not even have. Your life may not be missing a thing. You may truly have all the things that you truly need. Anyway, spend too much time on that one. The last part of advice I wanted to share is to honor your journey as your journey and no one else's. And I think it really ties into what I was talking about in the last one, because we really get caught up in like thinking that our life is going to look like someone else's life. And as much as you say that you probably don't think that way, social media is geared, it's built to make you think that. It's built to plant those seeds that if you want to live this kind of life, these are the things that you need to do. Like, these internet lives are not all real, but we tend to gravitate towards the shiny, the beautiful, all the aesthetic type of things. And you know, there's a few of us that like literally don't care about those things, but with the understanding that that means that our success or our growth or our reach may not go as far. And it just is what it is. Understand that this life is yours. Like, you're not in someone else's body. I'm not in Beyonce's body, you know. I'm not in my best friend's body. I'm not in I don't know, Oprah's body. Like, I'm just randomly coming up with people. I'm not. Like, I am living as Sherry, and my journey specifically is going to be different than maybe what I see from other people. There would be similarities, yes. And this is still my own journey. This is still my own journey, and there is no time constraints that are on that. Yeah, I'm gonna die one day, so are you. But at the end of the day, it means more to me to own and honor the fact that this is my journey so far. Maybe the success that I want in this area or that area will not be fully recognized until I reach this particular, you know, age range, which is outside of the societal norm. It is what it is. I love my journey up until this point. And do I get discouraged sometimes? Are there moments where I'm like, oh, but I messed up. I wish I would have been here. You know, getting caught up in like losing certain things and not being able to do this thing the way that I want to. Yeah, I think it would be unrealistic to believe that you don't have those moments where you miss what you had or what you could have had. But it's all about coming back to you, coming back to your center, and reassuring and validating yourself to know that, hey, that's still part of my journey. The misfortune, the failures, you know, being so influenced by other people and their lives, that's still part of the journey, right? Because until you acknowledge those things, you won't be able to break those things. You won't be able to heal from those things. You won't be able to elevate from those things. And sometimes if you're that person, and I smile about this, like you have to test to see if the water is hot before you actually believe it. And at that point, you can really tell the story about it. So I